recent Kaiser poll shows that a majority of Americans, 56%, and 81% of Democrats support a national health care plan.
National health coverage breaks down and means for their citizens is wait times, shortages of doctors, shortages of treatment, bureaucracy, more government control. Basically, it's a nightmare, and I would recommend to anybody that's looking into this debate to be really careful what they wish for.
The promise of free health care for all proves to be anything but free. Too often, national health care leads to national nightmares. Shona Holmes of Canada, for example, sought private health care in the U.S. Otherwise, she would have gone blind.
As a patient, national health care absolutely removes all options.
If you have government centrally deciding what gets paid for, and in fact eventually who receives the benefit and who might not receive the benefit, and you have a situation of monetary difficulty as we do today, rationing is the natural outcome.
They would like the government to guide the health care system, i.e. set all the rules and regulations of what you can and cannot do, instead of letting entrepreneurs create innovations in terms of more health care. We don't have real free markets in health care. It's a hybrid system, mixed system, with the government becoming more and more intrusive and telling doctors on Medicare and Medicaid what they can receive.
Where it has been practiced, nationalized health care has been of a lower quality, with more delays for service than privatized health care. In other words, there is a cost to nationalizing health care. We could see it in Canada, we can see it in the UK, we can see it in any country that has nationalized health care.
What is scary about government health care is that it takes health care options out of our hands and gives them to the state. The key questions are, what is the value of a human life and what makes it so? The Bible teaches that people have inherent value because humanity is made in the image of God.
Unless you realize that human beings have a special and ultimate value based merely on being human, not earning it through having a capacity, then those who are deemed weak and vulnerable are very, very much threatened.
Such scenarios are not merely possible, they're already happening under some healthcare rationing in America.
Barbara Wagner and Randy Stroop. Barbara Wagner had recurrent lung cancer, Randy Stroop recurrent prostate cancer. Both were terminal. But their doctors prescribed for them chemotherapy to extend their lives. The Oregon state Medicaid system said, no, we are not going to pay to extend your life, but be of good cheer. They didn't say those words, but that's my statement. We will pay for your assisted suicide.
And now there's a big push for Medicare for all.
The majority of Americans believe and approve of Medicare for all, single-payer health care.
Single-payer health care means government-run health care from top to bottom. The government bureaucracy becomes the single payer of health care. Medicare for all may sound good, but what does that actually boil down to?
Medicare has been there for the older people, and if you are going to include younger people in the Medicare rolls, you're essentially going to undermine the whole system. You're going to bankrupt the system. And then old people will not be able to get the attention that they were counting on all their lives.
Our elderly are at risk when rationing principles are in place. When you have a government bureaucrat deciding whether grandma gets the health care she needs or whether we don't bother with her because she's over the age of 70, then you have our seniors at risk.
I'm very concerned about the impact of our current trajectory on healthcare for the elderly. If you have a utilitarian mindset, if you have a quality of life mindset, and you look at somebody who, for example, may have to require a lot of care and is debilitated, and they say, well, they're not giving back to society. Well, first, that shouldn't be the criteria in healthcare. And second, what about a lifetime of giving to society? We're talking about the greatest generation. This is the generation that won World War II. This is the generation that overcame the Depression. This is the generation that raised baby boomers like me, and you know, we're the spoiled generation. But they should certainly not be caused to suffer and be looked upon as somehow the bad guys in healthcare because they're more expensive for whom to care.
Ultimately, all of this boils down to a conflict in worldviews and the battle between the sanctity of life ethic versus the quality of life ethic.
Well, there's a difference between quality of life ethic and sanctity of life ethic, and we hear more and more about quality of life. And quality of life means, do you think your life is satisfactory, or does someone else think your life is satisfactory? And they're often referred to whether people's lives are worth living. Is this person with a disability, a stroke, do they have a life worth living? Should we do this procedure? Should we provide this medicine based upon their quality of life? Sanctity of life says no, life's worth is based upon the fact that you were created by God and that life is sacred from the moment of conception to the point of natural death. And therefore we must treasure it and preserve it where we can to the best of our ability. Those two things are in dire contrast, and increasingly the whole area of quality of life is being used to make decisions concerning health care.